The schwa sound, that which is so infuriatingly frequent in English, is the bane of English spelling and a real problem for people learning English. But to native speakers, it comes naturally, and usually if you think about a word, you can work out where the schwa sounds are. So in this one, we have the word permanent, and of course it's the last two syllables, manent, which have that schwa sound. The of per is a little bit like a schwa, but not quite. In the second word, among, some people say among, but the most common pronunciation is just among. So in a lot of those words beginning with a short a, afloat, adrift, you get that short sound, a schwa. In conversion, it's those first and third syllables which have the conversion. There are some dialects of Northern British English where con is said instead of con, but I'm going here with my sort of typical Australian English. Volcano, there are no schwas, and this often happens with words of foreign origin, particularly Southern European origin, like volcano. With altitude, it's the t before the tude, which becomes the schwa. Corporation, like in conversion, you've got that shun ending having a schwa, but this time as well the p. We don't say corporation. And in telephone, usually that prefix tele is pronounced tele when you have a three-syllable word, like telephone or telegram. Okay, so now looking at these words which are made up, but which follow patterns which are familiar from other English words. So in turbulent, if we think of permanent, that had a schwa on the second and third syllable, and turbulent has that same sort of pattern, particularly given that is the same sound. Contrition, well, if we think of conversion or conviction, again, you've got the kun and the shun. Apantness, well, again, that short a at the beginning, and ness always pretty much has that schwa sound. So if you think of a word like adroitness, which is similar, first syllable and third syllable. Floctophone, so three-syllable word ending in phone. Lots of analogies for that. Saxophone, microphone, and in all of those cases, the O in the middle is the schwa, and the rest of it makes a proper vowel sound. So the second syllable. And finally, scrumpable. Well, this able ending almost always contains the two schwas. So workable, stretchable, all those sorts of things. You have the two schwas, and of course, scrump will then have to be a full vowel. If you're interested in learning more about the schwa, well, one of our in-services is to do with that.